Hello there from Wild Bill Adventures. I got many stories to tell, and today it's going to be in Washington State, out there and in where all the seafood and everything comes from. There, it's a great place for seafood. The Marine Biologist Station asked me if I'd take these four Chinese international students out for a boat ride and show them the shoreline and show them what's going on at low tide and so on. And I said, absolutely, let's get in the boat. We were about 25 minutes out from shore, and we spotted some red and white floats, and they asked, what are those floats for? I said, well, those are crab pots. The floats on top are to mark where the pots are, and they pull them. They're in 50 to 70 feet of water, and they're in international water. You're not allowed to touch anything like that. That's somebody's livelihood, possibly, or sport catch. So we pulled up. He said, let's see what one of them looks like. So we pulled up alongside one, and there was something written on it, and I started to read it, and it said, if you can read this, I have a 30-06 rifle with a 4-power Weaver scope on you. And I said, we got to get rid of this. This is dangerous to be looking at people's pots, because they may think we're stealing them, which we're not, of course. And we noticed that this motoring around there, that the fog bank moved in to us there. You couldn't see that your hand in front of your face. It was so foggy. And the students are saying, oh, come on, let's pull one of them up, and just to see what's in the pot. We won't take anything or touch anything, and we'll put it all back, and they won't know the difference. So I finally gave in and said, okay, gotta do this fast and get it back in the water. So we pulled the pot up and set it in the back and opened it, and it was a gold mine. It had female and male Dungeness and starfish and red rock crab and many different species, marine species. And we're all 5 of us had our heads down in that pot there looking at it. It was very interesting, being that these were marine biologists to be, not yet, they're undergraduates. So I heard a voice, a yelling voice, while I was down there in the pot with them, and I looked up, and here's this boat coming very fast towards us and yelling and waving his hands around. And I said, we're in big trouble. Let's get rid of this pot in a hurry. So they threw everything overboard, and it was all tangled up, and it all went down and disappeared. And I jumped in the front seat and turned the key and got the engine start and on start, but it wouldn't start. It wouldn't. I flooded it, being over anxious, and I looked back, and the 4 students are laying flat in the back of the boat, just hollering and screaming and crying, just scared as heck. And I couldn't get the boat started, and all of a sudden it started. It kicked over, and we were off, and I made a turn and started to head for shore. And I made a right turn, and I looked back, and that darn boat followed on the right as well. Then I went left, and it turned left as well. I couldn't shake them. So we were still headed toward shore, and I took another peek on my right shoulder to see how close he was, because he's still yelling something, and all of a sudden he pulls up right alongside me, and he's yelling, hey, you, where is Double Bluff? He's lost in the fog. He wasn't chasing us for what we were doing. So I told the kids, I said, the crisis is over. Don't worry, we're okay for now, but we're still going to shore. And I went to shore, and that guy stopped following us and chasing us, and we went to shore and got on the dock, and they thanked me for the boat ride. And as they walked away, I saw something very strange, that all 4 of them had wet butts. They must have really been scared. Well, that's only one story of many coming up for Wild Bill Adventures.